Monday, August 16th, and we're going to see how things go. Tomorrow is NWE day. For English, you're going to go to 6th period tomorrow. So 5th period will be normal. So you get normal class period with me tomorrow. Then you go to 6th period, and you bring iPad, but you do no 6th period learning. So if you have like math for 6th period, you don't have to worry about learning math. You're just going to sit there and do that, and you're there for the rest of the day. So you stay in 6th period from there until the time you leave at 4, which is like, I don't know, 2 hours or something like that. And then Wednesday, when you come in on Wednesday, you're not going to have 1st, 2nd, and 3rd period. So on that day when you guys come in, you're going to stay in 1st period, but you're not going to do any 1st period learning. So if you have like social studies 1st period, you just come in, bring your iPad, and you're going to do math NWEA. And then you're going to have 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. So the 6th and 7th that you did not have on Tuesday, you're going to have on Wednesday, which means you get to have 4th and 5th period extra. For those of you who are unaware, whatever you have for 4th period, you get to have a whole extra day of 4th period. Whoever you have for 5th period, you get to have a whole extra day of 5th period, which for the kids at home right now, that's this class period, which means you guys get extra time with me tomorrow. And yes, I do have a thing planned. Yes, some of you may cry, but you also get a chance to lie to me and earn B points by effectively lying to me. And so that'll be a thing we're going to do tomorrow about learning how to effectively lie and how it earns you B points. The drawback is if you're bad at lying, you lose B points. And so you're going to be losing and or gaining B points tomorrow, and it's going to be educational and good for you. Home children, you don't get to do this. It's not for you. It's just for my 4th and 5th period. The rest of you are going to be doing NWEA, so have fun there. All right. Here, I think I had like 150 water bottles brought in just this morning. So go us on bringing them in. Since you guys like my classes later in the day as it goes through, you don't have to put them in your locker. Bring them to me first thing in the morning. Just make sure your first and last name is on them and how many water bottles you have. If you don't count them, that's fine. I'll count them for you. Just don't get upset if I get confused, because I'm not very good at counting past 7. So normally I just give you 1 point for all of them. It just seems to make things easier for me. So if you have more than 7, you might want to actually count them yourselves. If not, you just bring them in and I'll be more than happy to help you out. And again, that goes until sometime in September, and I send it out on Remind Events. Good job. Notebook. For you guys, we should have finished table of contents. We're going to pick up from there. So now, let's verify. Find out. Open up notebooky thing. What is on the very first page?
X.
An X. You should have an X on the very front page. Hey, what's up? That is true, but you watched the video because you're responsible. Uh-huh. So you get to come over here and sit right next to me, because we're going to have to help teach you some. Come closer. Yeah, I know. It's not my issue. That's a good one. We'll bring you actually, just bring your chair right here. Chair. No. To there. And scoochy. All right. And you have your notebook that you have written your first and last name on.
No.
Which brings up again for Mariah, who's volunteered to be sacrificed so I can help educate other kids. Anytime you are gone, make sure you watch video. Because if not, when you come back, was anyone else gone on Friday? Because I'm moving forward assuming you've been here and watched stuff. Because if not, then when you go struggle, I get to make fun of you. All right, just want to make sure. And you have English on there and you have my name. All right, and then go you. Now I'll take the marker back. And you're going to have to set yours up so it looks exactly like mine. Turn every page, make it look identical. You are good to go, writing utensil. For the rest of you who are not Mariah, who is learning, let's see, we have, pretend I have my notebook in front of you. What's on the very first page, you said? X. Go you, that's where X goes. And then turn the page after X, what do we have there? Table of contents. Which side is the homework side? Left. Which side is the bellwork side?
Right.
Go you. If this is a table of contents, how many table of contents did we make?
3.
It is fun. Correct. We should have a total of 3. Nice one. Because you should have this one, and then you turn the page, and there's another one, and then you turn the page, and then there's another one. So we should have 3 table of contents, as we see here. All right. Now that you've done your 3 table of contents, turn to your last table of contents. I'll leave that up there for you for a second. I'll come back. And table of contents. All right. Home children, we're helping you out also. Turn after your last table of contents, and you should have a pair of blank pages. Here's what we're doing on these blank pages. We are going to put little baby X's in the bottom corners over here. Do not cross out the whole page. And you're not doing any of this. You just do that up there. You'll do this like you're just going to put little baby X, little baby X, little baby X. These are called your idiot overrun pages. Because at some point, you are going to mess up your notebook and you are going to need emergency pages that you can go use. When that happens, I'm going to go, hey, remember those little baby X pages, your idiot overrun pages? You're going to use those. Some of you know you might be a bigger idiot than other kids. You know yourself. In that case, you might want to turn the page and give yourself another page of the idiot overrun pages. Because you're like, Mr. Brovicast, I'm pretty special. I'm like, I'm fine. For a handful of you, you might want to do a third one and just turn again and be like, yeah, I have lots of it. When you're done making your idiot overrun pages and you feel that you're ready to be smarticle, turn to your next blank pages. And we're going to set up our page numbering on there. Here's how page numbering works. Go to the bottom left-hand corner, and you are going to write a number 1 in that bottom corner. So 1 down here in this corner. Then go over to the right side, way over here, and you put a 2. So it should be 1 over here, 2 over here. Charlie.
You can write this for all the pages? 2?
And then turn the page. And you're going to do a 3 and a 4. Because I worry about kids like Charlie passing out, trying to count too far of numbers, we're only going to go to 30. And then you can stop. Yes, eventually you're going to number all the pages, but apparently that might kill Charlie. And I don't want that to happen. So I figure we're going to go to 30, and we should be able to stop there. So I'm just going to come around and make sure we're not screwboobering it up too badly. I'm going to check for screwboobering.
What?
You still have to finish your table of contents. Make number title. Do that.
Wait, but I already have more than 20. I don't know why I wrote that.
At the top, but lower. Make me yell at you.
I already have 4 completed ones. I
Good.
don't know why I
One
wrote
more.
that many.
Over there, thanks for reminding me. I will give you your points back in a second. Thank you, Marcus. Because you have to have, well, eventually we're going to do 4. We negotiated down to 3. Good. Turn the page. Do it again. You're going to do 3 of them. That's why there's a giant 3.
Does the table of contents count as pages?
Nope. That's why you have to wait till after your last one before you start numbering. Outside number over here.
Do I have to redo it?
Just put the number over there, you're fine. You can leave that one number there as long as you put it over there too. Alright, so this is Demarius. Alright,
I
accept.
finished before all of you.
Remember, it's not a race unless you win. Alright. Alright. What number did I say that brings you back up to, Demarius? I think so too. You're now back to 12. Thank you, Demarius. Alright. Alright. Once you have done that, go back to, and for those of you who are still figuring it out, I'll get you there, page 1 and 2. You'll know you're on the correct pages because there should be a 1 and a 2. Not your table of contents, but actual page 1, actual page 2. At the very top of page 1, write an H in that top left-hand corner. In the very tippy top of page 2, you're going to write a B in the top corner. The H stands for, B stands for, hey, you guys are better than my first period. They yelled out, heroes in Broviac! And I was like, well, I do like talking about myself, but that would not help you in your notebook. Do that for like the first 10 pages. The reason being, and again, if you don't hurt me. This goes back to yellow sheet, the whole directions thing. Because here's the issue. All of my homework has to go on the left-hand side. So if you do a homework assignment and you do it on the bellwork side, I don't accept it. I make you stand in class and rewrite the whole thing because apparently you can't follow directions. So that H at the top is just to remind you that's the homework side. And some of you guys will completely ignore it and still do the homework on the wrong side. That's fine. It's not me that's standing and crying in front of the class. That's a you issue. This is just me trying to help you. Grant?
What are we doing? I wasn't listening.
Good. We're still figuring out how to write numbers on the outside corners. Numbers. I know, that listening thing. Allie? That's fine. I'm okay with that. All right. Don't harass him. That's my job. All right. Once we've done that, turn back to page giant X.
Oh, big X.
There you go. Or whatever wonderful design you have going there. Turn one page to that very first table of contents. The very first one. We are going to be putting a bellwork entry in there. Our very first one we're going to do together. It's exciting. Normally, this is how it works. When you come in, I'm going to have like the main screen that tells you what to have out, and then it's just going to have a thing at the bottom that says, have your notebook open and create a bellwork entry. And so we're going to end up moving this information into yours. That's not yours. This is a random one from the future. And so you'll be able to write the date, the number, and stuff like that. So let me show you how you set up into your table of contents. Looking at your table of contents, which side is the bellwork side? Good job. By the way, again, proud of you for not being first period who yelled out, the bellwork side! And I was like, yes, the bellwork is on the bellwork side. Which side is that? The one with bellwork? I'm like, oh God, left or right? They're like, you guys are already ahead of them. Slightly proud of you. So go to the little spot right there. Write down that first line below the word date, the date I'm assigning it to you. Which today's date is? Nicely done. 8/16 or August 16th or Ocho 16 or however you want to write it in there as long as it comes across and makes sense. Then you're going to write down number, being is that I've not given you any bellworks yet, which is 0, and this is going to be your first one to add to it. 0 plus 1 is? 1. Again, just see, some of you guys have a natural first period in your heart. And you're like, squirrel! I'm like, oh God, no child. I'm not good at numbers. Then we're going to come over to where it says title, and we're going to write down the title of this one. The title of this one is a joke.
Cheese.
Not cheese, that's a different one. So turn back to your table of contents.
My pen broke.
Page number is 1.
There you go.
Oh, this is back to the viewpoints.
Then, for page, what page number does this go on?
1.
8.
I mean 2.
Why 2?
3. Because this is the second page.
Because it goes on the bellwork side.
Yeah.
Which side of your notebook is the bellwork side? Yeah, you all make fun of Carrington, but he just outsmarted y'all. So it goes on, well, you don't have to flex on him, but it should have a 2. Then, leave it there. I'm coming around to make sure you've not messed up this part. Not that I'm judging you, but some of you I'm definitely judging with my kid judging stick.
If we mess it up, can we hit us with that? Can we hit us with that?
Now the part where you have to number all your, so here, and you're going to do your XX, baby X, and a baby X, and then turn the page, and then do another X to make sure, and then another X, and then number up to 30. Those corners, right. Come around.
That's a lot of X's.
Table of contents. You have this written into your table of contents. You.
Well,
Sorry.
you know what?
Make sure you put entry into table of contents. Now, the number yours.
Wait, X's right?
Just 30. No, you had to number them.
Oh my
Mariah! So you have your first two, and then you switch to numbers. A 1. You can leave the don't erase. Just put a number next to it. Just put a 1 there and a 2 there. If only there was a video you could watch, it would make things so much easier. He
Well-
says sassily.
It was a lot going on.
Life happens. Now turn to page 2.
Okay.
You'll know you're on the correct page when you can see the 2 in the bottom corner. That should be your indicator. You should not have X's in the corner unless you're Mariah, who just really likes the letter X. All right. You can't spell flex without an X. So the first thing I do is this top corner on the bellwork side, write down the date you are doing it, which again should be, there you go,
8/16/2020.
which was 16, August 16, Augusto 16. Then you're going to write in the middle of it the name of the title. Nicely done. Age young. Same thing for you, home children.
Wait, we read a joke on this one.
So then you should have, again, if you have issues with your pen, I can remove it from you if it causes distractions to help you out. Normally when we do bell work, you do not have to copy down the directions because that seems like a mean thing to make you recopy it. So if it comes in and your directions are like the zombies are attacking and you've locked yourself into your room, what 3 things do you bring with you and why? You don't have to write all that out. Just jump straight into the, I'm bringing a box of pickles and I'm bringing a hand grenade, and whatever your things are, and you get to go straight to it. So for this one, what you're going to do is write down a joke.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to give you as easy of a first bell work as we could. So the only way you fail this assignment is essentially by leaving it blank. As long as you can even just write down, look at my hair. And technically that's a joke. Because for some of you guys, I look at your hair and I'm like, whoo, you left house like that? And so you can write down whatever joke works best for you. If you don't know how humor works and you need to Google a joke later, you can later on go to Siri like, Siri, tell me something funny. And Siri's going to go, your hair. You're like, oh, Siri, rip. And you'll be good to go. Or I'll give you a couple example jokes to help you out. For those of you who've never experienced humor before, I can try to help you out. As far as the joke goes, you're not reading them out loud for the class. It's just you and me. It's just as an example thing. Which means I don't care if you do like a your mama joke or a dark humor joke or something like that, because my mama doesn't care about you. So you're not going to insert her one way or another.
Well,
Miles?
Can it be a dad joke?
That's fine. I mean, don't make a dad joke about my mama because that'd be weird. It just confuses her. Nathan?
So, are we allowed to put more than one joke?
More what?
One.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to put one or more?
We can do more. You can always do more work. At least do that work. You can always go farther. Charlie?
how dark can the dark humor get?
Nothing with shadows. Isaac?
Can I make a joke about you?
Yeah, that's fine. All right, so now you're good to go back to here. So now, good. Now you're going to go to page 2. And then, acha. And you're almost caught up, Mariah. What a happy day. All right, so here's an example. Oh. Yes, Grant, sorry.
So,
Wait, I can't hear you. You haven't put the information up there yet. So here's your example jokes to help you out. I'm going to start with some really bad ones and then go worse. Let's go with, all right, I think this was like 2nd or 3rd grade level. Which side of a duck has the most feathers? The outside. Get it? The outside of the... Okay, I told you it was bad, but apparently, all right, how about this one? What did the janitor yell when he jumped out of the closet?
Time them off.
Supplies! Get it? Instead of surprise. Wow, this is, we are really, all right. Let's go with, what do you call a magic dog?
A what?
A magic dog.
Magic.
Labra abracadabrador. Labra abracadabra. All right, so that one's... Why does Waldo wear a striped shirt?
Because you cannot find them.
Because he doesn't want to be spotted.
Oh my
All
God.
right, so here's what we're going to do instead. Years ago, when my oldest child was 7 years old, I came home because I was doing this same thing, and I told my kids at the dinner table, I was like, hey, for school today, Daddy was telling jokes, and the kids didn't think they were very funny because they were struggling, and Dad's hilarious, and they're not. And my daughter, Kaylee, she was like, at 7, she's like, Daddy, I have a joke you could use. And I was like, oh, okay, Kaylee, what kind of joke do you have? And she got all happy. She's like, okay. She goes, look, a fish! And she just yelled it and pointed to the corner. And I went, what? She goes, there's no fish! And then just started dying. Okay, the fact that a lot of you just started laughing on that one means that apparently like 7-year-old humor is right where you are. And you're just like, that kid slays. Because that is like some humor right there. So for some of you, your joke might just be, hey, look, a fish. And that's just going to be the joke you're telling for like the rest of the day. You're going to be walking into science going, fish. And just kids are going to be dying. Whatever you're doing, you've got another 30 seconds as I come around and poke you to make sure you've written a joke. Home children, apparently you should Google jokes because we're struggling here. All right, and the date in the top. Ryan, don't make me poke you. You're right there.
Yeah,
So like,
If only there was a giant area for you to write it that the teacher man just got done talking about. Yeah.
You asked me where I
Deflection. All right, let's walk around.
since you said I can write whatever I want, can I write?
I still can't hear you because you've not written down the first thing. It's going to be the date in the top corner and then the IA joke at the top. When I get done walking around, making sure you do that, then that's when we're going to get a chance to move on. If it's not done,
Can I write nothing and
Giving
say it's a
yourself homework.
joke?
What was that, Grant?
Can I write nothing and say it's a joke?
Yep. Just like the grade I'll give you.
Oh. He got choked.
It might be my eyes, but I'm having trouble seeing the part we wrote a joke, the title we do, so we're not having to make fun of you. If you like, you can turn and blame it on Seth. That's what you're doing. I'm trying to make sure that you can also written the word joke, but I didn't see it. You're blocking it. I'm not reading your joke at the moment.
Hey, Mr. Brovicast, can you read my joke?
All right.
Mr. Brovicast, you should read my joke.
Then, those of you who gave yourself homework, because about 3 of you still have a blank paper sitting in front of you, congratulations, it is for a grade, and you failed the easiest assignment until at some point you do it. Turn back to that first table of contents as we continue to move on.
It's like an A+.
Nicely done. That's some strength. You should have the A joke over to the other side. We're nicely done. We're now. Yeah, exactly. So now we're going to give you your first official homework assignment.
What?
Now, given some of you guys just gave yourself a homework assignment because you had trouble getting through that one, so this next one's going to be even tougher for you. And so, by the way, when you don't do homework for me, what things happen to you?
You get a road.
Party.
I mean,
You lose B points and get tortured.
You lose B points, and then you end up just standing and doing it anyway. Just giving you the heads up. We're going to help you on that one. All right. So now, on the homework side, which side is the homework side?
The left.
Whew, that was a struggle, but we got there. So you're going to go to the very first line. The date I'm assigning it, again, should be, there you go, Ocho 16.
Oh,
For the number, well, good job. This is the first homework we've done, so we're going to start with 1. For the title, and there's actually a place you can already look in this room to find the title. For those of you who paid attention, oh, look at you guys, making me proud of you. Over there, you can see where it says class names. That's the homework I'm giving you right now. So you'd write down class names.
we have to write down everybody's names.
I don't know, have I told you what the homework is yet?
And this Thursday.
Then for the page, what page number does it go on?
One.
Nicely done. So you write down the 1. leave it there for a second. I'm coming around to make sure that we've not messed up that part.
Don't hit me. I mean, hit me.
What?
Still on the table of contents.
Can you hit me as hard as you can with the stress ball?
See? Keep going. Keep going. Oh, there you go. Doing all the writing we just talked about. I know. You forgot the page number.
Can you hit me as hard as you can with the stress ball?
Definitely not.
Does it hurt?
Not me. And Mariah. You can go back to her. It's beautiful, like me. See, I just gave some of you guys another joke to use.
I don't want you to come on out.
Page, page.
Go on about it.
I have to say a lot.
Funny.
Yeah, you think about me. Turn to page. You sass me with your knowledge of right things. Page 1. You'll know it's the correct page. Again, you make it sound like it's easy. Do you know how many kids I have mess up that direction and write it on the wrong page? Even though I try to make it sound simple, I'll come around and they'll be all like on page 15. They're like, what are you doing? They're like, well, I just found a random page. Miles.
Are you stupid?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you for Carrington losing his points. Go ahead.
You never explain why you have a hallway math and a class math.
Yeah, because the problem is when I teach, I move my jaw a lot like an anaconda swallowing a live pig. And so if I was a math teacher who didn't move my mouth a whole lot, it'd be fine. But my mouth moves a lot and it rips my mask off. So that one's more comfortable, but I can't teach in it because I go, rah, and it just comes flying off my face. This one has like a little thing that keeps it on my face and stuff like that. And then that one time I had to take a kid's ring in class because he kept making noise with it and I felt really bad. And then that's the same ring on that same thing there. What are you doing in the top left-hand corner right there? Nicely done. Again, that's the August 16th, the Ocho 16-0. This will be the part where we're writing a thing down, trying to help you out. In the top left-hand corner. And then, what do you write in the top middle?
A joke. I went to the class. What? Last name. Last name.
Not everything's a joke, Carrington. So you write down the class names. For homework, this one you may have to write some of the directions down because you're not doing it all in class in front of me. So sometimes you have to write a wee bit of it. And yes, you're writing down the name of each kid in here. Now, before you freak out, I'm going to give you all the answers. Unless you're like Charlie trying to cheat off my list, I'm going to give you the answers here in a second for those of you who pay attention. To help you out, you have to number them first. So you're going to be numbering 25 because there's 24 kids plus one of me. And so you're going to number 1 through 25. Plus, you can cheat off 2 of the names. They're on the front of your notebook. You can just look there and there's 2 names. Look at that. You're already a 12th of the way done. Dreams come true. And I'm going to go through and say the names here in just a moment. So if you pay attention, you're good. If you're a home child, you can't, because I'm going to pause it, because I'm not going to say the names out loud, because that seems kind of creepy. So home children, they get like your own list of your own class in class time. Oh, also, when is this homework due?
Tomorrow.
I like it. Tomorrow. How would you know it's due tomorrow?
Because you always give us homework that's due the next day.
I always give you homework due the next day. What did you say, Farron?
Monday, Thursday.
Isaac?
What's your first name?
Can't hear you yet. Still trying to figure out what day it's due. Miles?
You have to write the first day of last.
Can't hear you. What day is it due?
Thursday.
How do you know it's due Thursday?
Tomorrow. It's not Tuesday.
So again, for those of you yelling tomorrow, this is how we negotiate in my class. When I say when is it due, and then you guys all yell tomorrow, I just make it due tomorrow, because I assume that's when you want it due.
Oh, yeah.
So for me, I have it due. Now, if you did not see this, where would you look in my room to find out when it's due?
On the
Again,
board.
you can. Do I have anything due tomorrow?
No.
Good job. Now again, you're yelling at me like I'm the dum-dum. I'm not the one that was yelling that it was due tomorrow. This is me trying to help you guys.
It's due Thursday.
So with the names, it's just first name or last name, and in some classes, kids already have nicknames. You could do that instead. Spelling does not count, because the only people who are going to see it are you and me. And you don't know how to spell their name, and I don't care about them. So you're good to go. Now, if their name is Bob, and you spell it J-O-E, we're going to have more of an issue. That's not a spelling issue. That's just a you writing down random words issue. So that's what's going to come down to. All right. Home children, I'm going to pause it here for a moment so I can do the whole saying the names thing without being super creepy. Only kind of creepy. Baby creepy. All right. And then Carrington.
For some reason, I have 24.
Because you're supposed to have 24 and then me. 24 kids. Well, then you're missing a kid.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, well, that's,
Yeah, that is true. Most kids forget to list themselves. So usually if they're missing a person, it's almost always themselves they forget to list.
Oh, yeah, that kid. I don't have that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that.
Brett. Tomorrow we'll find out again. So then, on Canvas, let me walk you guys through real quick on my page. There's not a whole lot you need to know. But being is that some of you guys are going to be dealing with death soon because we have the whole COVID issue. Those of you who are already at home, you're dealing with death already. When you go to my page, this is my Canvas page, and you do the scrolly bits, this is the first thing that pops up. I get to pick my student of the week at the end of this week of the kids who impressed me. When that happens, your face is going to be on here. If you're my student of the week, the drawback is that you're like the first thing kids see when they come to my Canvas page. So be prepared, take a good picture, because you're going to be taking that picture later this week. Scroll down, and you're going to get the current week of what's happened. So the main things you want to look for, any day that homework is due, I write it on there. Homework due, homework due. Any day I'm assigning a homework, it'll say homework in purple. So you can just go straight there to figure out if there was homework due or homework that you're supposed to be assigned. If you need to watch video, there's a button you just hit. Literally, you just go click on those little buttons, and it starts playing the YouTube video for you, which I post at the end of the day. So again, if you are wanting to watch video, that's how you find it. If you keep scrolling down, you're going to have the previous week. For those of you who might have been dead for long periods, you can find the previous week. And then below that one is this button, the Mr. Brovicast Useful Files. When you click that, it's going to bring you to this page where it has the school map, that behavior points guide, that white piece of paper you guys had to keep bringing back every day, and then also a Simpson sheet. When you're asking me how are kids able to print them off, here's how they're able to print them off. And so you're more than welcome to use that also. So Simpson sheets, behavior points, stuff from there. Questions as far as Canvas goes? Grant.
This isn't about camping, but do you have to bring in the water bottles and cans in 2 separate bags?
No, you're fine.
But
Here is a bonus homework assignment. I'm not officially assigning it till tomorrow. I'm just giving you guys an extra day to work on it because you're a little bit farther ahead than some of my other struggly classes. So officially, I'll assign it tomorrow. But when you get done with NWEA tomorrow, it's an easy thing to work on. All I need you to do is wait till tomorrow to find out. We'll talk about it then. We get to have more time with you guys tomorrow. Hang on one second.
Hey, I'm